Hi there, I'm Stephanie Allen and I have an absolute passion for helping people to remove the obstacles that stand between them and a better quality of life. I tend to focus mainly on topics that can help improve your mindset, which results in you improving your mental health, physical health, your relationships and your business or career. So if this is something you would find useful, then please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to focus on imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is when you have anxiety or self-doubt that results from persistently undervaluing your competence while falsely attributing your accomplishments to luck or external forces. It is a psychological pattern in which you will have a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. And this is how it sounded for me. I'm just not cut out for this. I will never be a real counsellor. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I have no idea why all these people think I'm even going to be able to help them. I'm probably going to disappoint them all. I shouldn't even be here. I don't deserve to be in this position. I'm just not good enough. And there it was when I very first began working on placement as a counsellor in a mental health organisation, the loud voice of my imposter syndrome, convincing me I was a fake, a phony, I didn't deserve to be there. I felt so unworthy of my position. So tell me, how does your imposter syndrome make you feel? How does it hold you back? Does it tend to constrict you and make you play it small instead of allowing yourself to expand and allowing yourself new opportunities in your life so that you can step into all that you can be? And what would you allow yourself to accomplish or do if your imposter syndrome was able to just take a back seat in your life? You see, we all have a tendency to look outwards to feel better about ourselves. We tend to look outwards for validation and acceptance from others, and we tend to seek other people's approval of us before we can allow ourselves to even approve or be accepting of ourselves. Would you agree? Yet reality is, if you want to feel better about yourself and more confident within yourself, and to feel that you really are worthy and you really are good enough, then you are simply searching in all of the wrong places. If you were looking outside of yourself for those feelings, you see, you can only attain these feelings by looking inwards. If, for example, you want to feel more confident within yourself, you need to reach inwards and connect with your confidence more often. I mean, just think about it. It's just like love. You know it's there, it's inside of you, but you may not always behave lovingly. So equally, your confidence is just a skill that improves the more you decide to use it. Rest assured that whatever feeling that you need is already inside of you and waiting to be awakened. And if you suffer with imposter syndrome, you are certainly not alone. I have worked with hundreds of people who have suffered in this way. So, how imposter syndrome starts? Generally, the roots of imposter syndrome are planted firmly within our childhood. We may have grown up walking around on eggshells. It may be we had an alcoholic parent or grown up around domestic violence. Or we may have been constantly criticised and devalued as a child. These are very traumatic events for children. However, this is not always the case for everyone who suffers with imposter syndrome. The feelings and symptoms of imposter syndrome are anxiety, low mood, perfectionism, self-doubt. So tell me, how does your imposter syndrome impact your life? If you are running a company or have your own business, essentially, you are the cement between the bricks that keeps your business or company running effectively. And in order for your business to be sturdy, strong, and effective, then you have to be this way because you are your business or your company. To stop being a slave to your imposter syndrome, the solution is to remove your limiting beliefs around talking to others about it in order to unmask it. However, I know many people feel really uncomfortable about the thought of this. And this may be a limiting belief that you have, is that you are flawed in some way and you don't want to expose this to anyone else. Yet here is the thing. Many people suffer with imposter syndrome, and it takes great strength and courage to be vulnerable and to open up about your true thoughts and feelings. It's not weak at all. After all, just think about it. If you have imposter syndrome, not talking about it may act as a means of protecting your image, but it certainly isn't protecting your mental health or laying firm foundations for the future of your hopes and dreams. If you are constantly being held back and feel stuck within your life or within your business. So try talking to someone you can really trust, such as a friend or a mentor. However, if your imposter syndrome is getting in the way of your life so much so that it is impairing your ability to function in your life, seek out a counsellor who can help you specifically with this situation. After all, just think about it. If your car wasn't running at maximum performance, you would surely take it to the garage to make sure you're able to get the maximum performance from it. And yet your mindset certainly needs to be working for you, not against you, if you want to get the results in life that you were really looking for. Imposter syndrome, left unchecked, can spill over into every single area of your life. It can affect your relationships, your mental health, your physical health, and equally have a negative impact over your career or your business. The reason for this is imposter syndrome can cause depression, anxiety, addictions, procrastinations, because you are continually putting projects aside because they are never good enough or because of a fear of failure. You see, personally, to put it in a nutshell, I think your imposter syndrome is more like a thief. And in my opinion, it is robbing you of the future you truly deserve by taking you away from your hopes and your dreams. And here is the thing, in reality, the things that are holding you back from your hopes and your dreams in life, well, they're just a set of thoughts and emotions. And because they're just stuck in your head and you have no one to call you out on them, then you believe that these thoughts to be true. Yet we have over, on average, 66,000 thoughts a day, so they simply can't all be true. And so here is my question for you. Are you really going to allow those thoughts and emotions to control your life? Or are you going to become the captain of your ship and sail off into the direction of your desires? Because you see, my friend, the choice is yours to make. It's a decision. And remember this, choosing to do nothing is still a choice. Here are some tools to help you quieten your imposter syndrome. Number one, step away from your emotional mind and step into your rational mind and explore the facts. And the facts are, you are either qualified to be in the position you're in, whether that's through many years of experience or because you have a qualification, or you may have just been promoted and your employer's belief in you right now is far greater than your belief within yourself. Number two, ask yourself, would I say these things that I am saying to myself to a friend? And I'm guessing the answer is no. And if this is the case, then you have what I call the one rule syndrome. And this is where you have one rule for you and a totally different set of rules, which are much nicer for everybody else. And the answer to that is to start to become a friend to yourself. If you wouldn't say these things to a friend, then stop saying them to yourself. And number three, now you're probably going to think that this is a bit bizarre, but stay with me. This really does help. Lighten up about your imposter syndrome and give it a silly nickname like Scary Sue or Terrified Terry. Number four, recognize the stories you tell yourself when you are suffering with imposter syndrome. Hey, you know the ones the ones that you've told yourself over and over again 100 times that make you feel really bad. and make you feel that you don't fit in. Anyway, I want you just to have fun with this and not take it too seriously. Tell yourself those stories right now. But this time, in your mind's eye, I want you to picture Terrified Terry or Scary Sue or whatever it is you have named your persona, and listen to the stories. But this time, give it a Mickey Mouse voice or whatever voice that makes you really laugh. Slow the words down or speed them up. Give the voice an accent. Just do whatever works for you to make you laugh at your imposter syndrome instead of taking it seriously. And number 5, take control. When the voice of your imposter syndrome shows up, remind Scary Sue or Terrified Terry or whatever the persona is that you're going to call your imposter syndrome, that it is you that is in the driving seat of your emotional car. Because here is the thing. We forget, we always have a choice. And you can either listen to the voice of your imposter syndrome and be pulled in a backward direction, away from all your hopes and dreams and desires, or you can be in the driver's seat of your life, where you don't allow the imposter syndrome to grip hold of the steering wheel, and you don't allow it to be in the passenger seat, and you don't allow it in the back seat either. You put your imposter syndrome firmly in the boot where it belongs. And yes, of course, it will push up its ugly head out of the boot, and it will try as hard as it can to get hold of the steering wheel of your life again. But the truth is, your imposter syndrome can only stay in your life if you continue to feed it by paying attention to it. Because put simply, what we focus on, we feel, and what we focus on gets bigger. And so, yes, we do have a choice. You can either focus on the thoughts that harm your life or the thoughts that heal you. So make your decision today. And just be aware, choosing to do nothing is still a choice. This is why when I put my imposter syndrome program together, it helps my clients to identify and remove the limiting beliefs that created their imposter syndrome, alongside helping them to finally eradicate, remove and eliminate the negative behaviours and the negative thoughts and the negative images in their minds that have constantly served to reinforce their imposter syndrome over and over again. This then helps my clients to finally turn their lives completely around by introducing into their lives a new way of thinking and a new set of emotional skills specifically tailor-made for them as a unique individual that helps to give my clients immediate leverage over their imposter syndrome, helping them finally to become more calm, clear and confident within themselves and within their abilities. This is because I help them to firmly step into their confidence and into their ideal future selves right now. After all, why wait? And to create a life lived with meaning and intention. So if you have found this video helpful and you would like to hear more topics like this, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for listening.